This is part two, y'all. And like I was saying when I ended the first video, I look at it different. And the reason I look at it that way is because it probably would have been in her best interest to leave sooner rather than later. However, just remember that when you know someone, there's a high chance that someone has been with a narcissist and they've been with them a long period of time, and there's been some emotional abuse in that relationship. And yes, cheating is emotional abuse, whether it's the woman doing it or the man. It doesn't matter which one is cheating. Whomever is cheating, even if the other spouse does not know that their spouse is cheating, it's still emotional abuse because there's a lot that's going to go on in that relationship, and there's going to be neglect issues because one of the spouses is going outside the marriage and cheating. And I don't care if they do it sometimes. People can feel when someone is doing something behind them their back, or they can feel when something just ain't right, y'all. I mean, or eventually it's going to come out. I mean, there was things that I found out about my marriage, my past marriage, even when I got divorced. I mean, sometimes you will find out who your spouse cheated with after the divorce, and you still feel violated because you feel like, oh my goodness, my husband or wife, when they went out of town on that trip, they slept with somebody. My husband or wife, when they was out of town, and while I'm at home waiting on them to come home from that trip, they were at a hotel or at their father's or mother's house sleeping with another man or woman. I mean, and no matter when you find out, you're going to feel violated, even if you no longer love that person that you was married to. So just keep that in mind, y'all. When y'all be seeing these people go crazy and wish all this bad stuff on people, they're really wanting all that anger to go on the spouse that they're with. And they just internally they going crazy. So that's the way I look at that situation. And as I said, I'm going to put it in my playlist. I'm going to place the video or add the video to my playlist of more insight for you. And some of those videos that you see, I'm going to create a another playlist for the takeoff death situation, because I put a lot of videos or several videos in that more insight for you playlist about the takeoff death. And the reason I did that, I don't approve of a lot of these psychopaths that are rappers that are putting all this toxic stuff in the community. And these are sociopaths, psychopaths, and narcissists that are in the rap industry. And I'm not talking about all rappers. I'm not talking about the old school rappers, you know, talking about let's date the prettiest girl at the school and fall in love and get married. I'm not talking about that old school rap. You know what I'm talking about. You know, rap songs telling brothers and sisters to kill each other, um, using the N word a lot. I mean, just creating a bad example for our youth. I mean, it's gone so far that, and sorry to change the subject here. It just kind of, when I was talking about that playlist, this just crossed my mind. But this is how you know that that industry is filled with psychopaths, right? Is when they at Takeoff's funeral cussing. I mean, don't get me wrong, I curse here and there. There's some videos I cursed on. I'm not saying I'm no hypocrite here. However, is it appropriate for me to be standing up, giving a speech, cussing at this man or woman's funeral? That's just totally inappropriate. I don't care how unprofessional this world becomes. I think that that is just pure proof that the rap industry has become so toxic that our children and our youth and our teenagers and our young children growing up do not need that to be a representation for how they behave when they grow up. I mean, you got to have a standard. A funeral is a place, or a memorial is a place that we just should not be using profanity. I don't think Takeoff would have wanted it. With this man, even though Takeoff was a rapper in the group Migos, would he want them men or women cursing while he's laying up there in a casket? Or he's laying up there, I'm not sure if he had a casket there or not. I wasn't there. Or if they had a picture of him because it was a memorial. I don't think he would have wanted that. I don't. I think that he had enough good in him to not want that, but they didn't care. So anyway, I just kind of got off subject there, but just be mindful and just kind of have a heart and have compassion when you see these spouses, these girlfriends and boyfriends. And in this video, I'm mainly talking about the spouses, the husbands and wives of these narcissists that just start talking all this wicked craziness. I mean, basically, they almost like becoming the narcissist. A lot of that stuff they say, if the empathic person starts going crazy and start calling everybody ugly, they're just projecting onto the audience what the narcissist does to them. That's probably how the narcissist talks to them all the time. They're with a narcissist that's repeatedly calling them ugly and unattractive. So they're holding that in and they're projecting it on other people. So just have compassion and sympathy and just be more observant. And don't be so quick to assume just because somebody says something that appears to be wicked and evil that they have a bad soul. Don't think that. Don't assume it. You can think it, but make sure you go a little deeper, because I've said some things I don't mean, y'all. And I'm telling you, instantly, soon as I said it, my heart feels bad. But see, that's why I really work on keeping those sociopaths and psychopaths and narcissists away from me. Because keeping those people around ruins your good nature. And that's the bottom line. And so I just thought that this was a interesting situation, because I saw something totally different. Yeah, I see that she's tripping. I see that she's saying wicked stuff. I see that the stuff is cruel. However, I know that she's with a narcissist, or there's a high chance that she's allegedly with a narcissist. And so until she chooses to free herself from that situation at some point in her life, her true character, or the good character that could really be coming out of that woman, is going to be corrupted, because